Hey everyone, One Big Boss here. As you can tell by the title of the video that you clicked on, we're talking Resident Evil, but more specifically, we're talking about Resident Evil 5, and does it need a remake? It's no surprise that Resident Evil 5, when it was being advertised, was built to be this giant Hollywood blockbuster kind of event, and it kind of was. If you've actually ever watched the behind the scenes of RE5 and everything that went into it, it pretty much is like working in Hollywood at that point. And I was very excited leading up to it because I saw that, Wesker was coming back. We had Chris Redfield back in the driver's seat, and then after having Leon Kennedy and Claire, and, Chris was in Code Veronica. But this was a long time after Code Veronica, honestly. And to be honest, I was really happy to play this game. Now, a lot of people will say the negative about this. Yeah, it's not a survival horror game. It's definitely not played at night, so it's not scary enough. And I understand that 100%. And as somebody who is a die-hard fan of the original Resident Evil games on the PlayStation 1 and even the ones on the GameCube, I'm going to say this right fucking now. Resident Evil 5 is a really fun game. Yeah, I actually really do like Resident Evil 5. 5 has the great passion of co-op in it, and it is one of the best co-op experiences I've ever had in my life in gaming. It's the only thing that really kind of beats it, I feel, is something like Resident Evil Outbreak when you play co-op with that with your friends. If you haven't played Outbreak online, there's ways to do it now, so go out and do that, guys. But people have been talking about this for a while, that if Resident Evil 5 is going to get a remake of some sorts at one point. And to be honest, it's very interesting to see why people are thinking that. And one of the things that kind of propelled that even further was during the live stream last week from State of Play, when we saw the Resident Evil 4 footage, and it showed Leon downing one of the Bella sisters, and there was a prompt to do, obviously, an attack, because you can follow up with physical attacks, and Lewis came up and just kicked her. Now, when you really think about it, the way it looked, it's just like, did they wait for somebody to come over? Was it being controlled by somebody? That was what got people talking. And then we found out through, I think it was either the ESRB rating system or the PEGI rating system, that, well, there's going to be co-op in Resident Evil. And then there's Kat leading. Again, I don't know what her deal is. But there is a co-op thing happening for this. Now, this could just mean it's for the Mercenaries mode that did get announced for Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I love the Mercenaries. Anybody will tell you how much I love this, and you guys have seen me play it enough. And when you can play Mercenaries with a friend, it's even better. It is so much more fun with a friend. It's absolutely insanity that's on screen, and it's always a good time. But a lot of people are seeming to think that the co-op aspect also goes in for the castle portion when you have Lewis on your team. Because, as we've seen in the trailer, Lewis seems to live a lot longer than he originally did. So I kind of feel we may get to play as parts as him if we have somebody with us. And if that's the case, I'm all for that, and we're happy. But people are taking away from the fact that this could lead into a Resident Evil 5 remake. And then I'm thinking to myself, do we need a Resident Evil 5 remake at this point? I really don't know if we do or not. It's kind of a hard thing to say. 4, to me, makes sense to have a remake, because 4 is doing it in the way that the original remake did. And I think it's doing it well from what we've seen. And Capcom has been on a remake stream, for a while now. And let's face it, they're not slowing down, it looks. Yeah, they skipped over Code Veronica, but we've got how many remakes now? We've got the original Resident Evil getting a remake. We've got the Resident Evil 2 remake, the Resident Evil 3 remake. Now we're getting Resident Evil 4 remake, and 5 might be there. 5 at one point, I don't know if it still is, but it might be. 5 was the best-selling Resident Evil game of all time, and it got people hyped to play it because of that action element to it, the co-op aspect of it, that, you had somebody to help you when you were getting your ass kicked on screen. But I'm not sure if 5 needs a remake. I feel that where we're at kind of now, enough of the remakes. I wouldn't be opposed to a 5th one, honestly. I just don't think we need it. I really don't. A company is going to do what they do to make money. And let's face it, every Resident Evil remake has done pretty well. Well, the original Resident Evil remake didn't sell as well as Capcom wanted to, but it still sold pretty decently from what I remember. And then obviously the more sales that came in from PS3 and PS4 versions of all that. I don't know. I just feel that Resident Evil 5 is kind of good as it is. Now, maybe they could change up the controls and it would, be a little bit better and everything, but I don't know. I feel that we're at the point where maybe we just don't need the remakes anymore. Or, you know, crazy thought, Capcom. You could just remake Code Veronica, the game that everybody's asking. I love Resident Evil 5. Its co-op aspect of it is one of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming. The replay value is what it should be in a Resident Evil game of this caliber. Okay? We might not get a merchant, but man, do we get a lot of guns to upgrade in this, and they're all fun to use in many ways, shape, or form. But Resident Evil 5 doesn't need it at the end of the day. I mean, honestly, it would be really cool to see the game with a fresh coat of paint and maybe change it up to some of the areas that didn't work. Maybe play a lot more areas at night for it to be freaky and scary. Maybe split yourself up from your partner more often in matches where, like, they get separated from an area and you got to go one way and they got to go another and they're on their own for a while. I think there's potential for this game if there's a remake. It's just all about how we go about making that game when it comes out, how we don't piss off the fans, how we don't get a Resident Evil 3 remake in that situation, which, by the way, I actually really love Resident Evil 3 remake because the characters that are in that game are absolutely phenomenal, and because there was only one campaign to focus on, we got so much focus on those characters back then, so I do love it. But RE5, I love it to death. It's such a fun game. Its mercenary mode is outstanding, and if it gets a remake for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and a PC, then I'll play it. If it's good anyway, you know, none of that live service crap we keep seeing. But either way, I feel very strongly that we don't really need a Resident Evil 5 remake. Maybe you guys think we do. Let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to discuss this, because some people have told me what they would like to see in a game, what they'd like taken away. So I would like to see what you guys say about this matter as well. So that being said, please thumbs up and subscribe, because it's free, and this day and age, free's a damn good thing. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm One Big Boss, and I will see you all next time. And damn you, cat, why do you keep coming back in here this time? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you could give this video a thumbs up and a share, helps the channel out big time. Give me a follow on Twitter and Discord, where I'm most active. Links down below in the description. Also, I stream on Twitch, so if you'd like to see me play a bunch of new to retro games, well, click down below, give it a follow, greatly appreciate it. Till next time, guys, be safe and have a good one.